Hello friends, today we're going to be talking about which tool creates the best leads. If you could have one tool that created the best leads out there, what would it be? Do you even have enough info to even answer that question? Well, after 2 decades of scouring all the different tools that generate the best leads, I'm going to give you the juicy details, and by the end of this video, I will tell you which tool is the absolute best and outperforms all other tools when it comes to quality lead generation. How much different would your business be if you had better leads? How much more money would be flowing in? Well, I'm here to tell you there is a major difference in leads out there. So today I want to break down what tools generate the best leads and how to really understand and rank these leads and go through the different quality and tiers of leads and finally giving you the tool that produces the best leads. If you're ready, let's go. So first off, let's understand what is a lead. When I'm talking about lead, I'm talking about a customer that invests one of two things, time or money. So when I say a customer's invested time, they've bought something, they've purchased something that's similar to what you're offering them. They've bought it from your organization or a similar organization, but they know you, they know the customer that you're representing, but they've paid money. They've actually taken out their credit card. They saw an offer online or on TV, wherever they've seen it, right? And they've taken time out of their day. They've pulled out their credit card. They've entered their credit card online or over the phone. This is actually a really important step. If you think about it, that takes time. Think about the last time that you purchased something online or over the phone and you took out your credit card. That's a step that meant you were kind of serious about what you were doing. People just don't do that flippantly. Now, maybe there's a handful that do, but for the most part, most people don't flippantly pull out their credit card to buy things, right? So that is somebody who invests money. That is a lead. The second thing is they invest time. Now, what does this mean? There's a lot of different ways to look at this, but I look at people that go to seminars. We work a lot in the seminar industry with a lot of groups out there that perform seminars. And if somebody is going to take a full day off of work or spend their Saturday at an event all day long, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, listening to speakers and trying to improve themselves and become better, that is somebody who invested time to become better. That is a high quality lead. Now, there's other ways to do that. There's ways that people might go online and they might fill out a survey or a questionnaire or an application to maybe be part of your organization. That is somebody who invested time. I'll tell you a quick story. For the longest time in this industry, I've been in the industry, the sales industry and high ticket sales industry for the last 23 years. And I remember always the best leads were buyer leads. Right? People went to a seminar, people who purchased online. And I remember one time we had a lead provider come to us and say, listen, I've got these leads, but they didn't buy anything. Immediately, first thing that came to our mind is like, this is gonna be a crap lead. But they came to us and said, listen, but they have filled out something we call a vivid vision. We've asked them to vividly detail out what their future self looks like, and we've got it written down. They've typed it in, and we've got it in lead notes. We look at these, and some people have filled out 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of their vivid vision. It was amazing. We got these leads, and they turned out being one of the best leads we ever had in our organization. They were the highest performing lead up to that point in time, and they bought nothing. They just invested time to where they saw themselves at a future date, and so they were tapping into their subconscious to say, listen, I know I'm here now, but this is where I want to be, and I'm going to vividly envision me as that person down the road, and they became super high quality leads for our organization. So that's just a story of how important it is to get a lead of people who invested time. Now, if you can get somebody that does both, even better. They invest time and money. They go to an event and they spend money. That is an even better lead than if they just attend the event or they just bought something. So you're starting to see the hierarchy of where we can get leads that become really good. Now, just so we have a context, what is a lower quality lead, or what are some tools that create lower quality leads? Well, any type of opt-in, a tool that has maybe you're just capturing people's information, like maybe they're sending a phone number or an email to get a free gift. Sometimes that alone is a very low quality lead. We call that an opt-in. They're opting in for more information, and that is somebody who isn't invested, right? When I say isn't invested, they haven't invested time, they haven't invested money. So those become lower quality leads. And most of them are usually put into a funnel, right? If they opt in, they're usually getting something else down the road, then something else down the road. They're trying to move them down the funnel from a very wide funnel base down to something where they are a buyer or they have invested time or money. I remember another time in my career when we got something called incentivized leads. We would call these people, say, hey, I'm calling on behalf of so-and-so. And they'd be like, who? What's that? This tool, what it would do is it would capture somebody's email, phone number, address in order to incentivize them. If they wanted like a free Xbox or a free Amazon gift card, they had to enter their information, and they paired it alongside an educational offering. But most people didn't remember the educational offering. They only remembered the free Xbox that they were in a drawing for or an Amazon Amazon card. So those incentivized leads were very low quality leads, and tools that created those became ones that we try to avoid like the plague. And obviously there's a spectrum from really high quality leads to low quality leads. And as I talked about, mid quality leads are people who bought something or attended an event. Those level up to higher quality leads when they do both invest time and money. And the tool that produces some of the best leads out there in this higher tier are seminars. If you ever talk to anybody in the phone, high ticket sales industry, seminar leads are the best leads out there. These are the ones that people have invested a lot of time, they've invested a lot of money. And especially if they go to an event and they spend money to go to another event and they go attend that event and they spend some more money there, you've got what people will call a buyer lead, where they spent money here, they spent money there, and they've invested time. These become some of the highest performing leads in the industry when it comes to educational sales and high ticket sales. So we've come to what is the highest quality of leads. In my opinion, the tool that creates the highest quality leads is a tool that allows somebody to organically search and consume tons of information about the product or service that you're offering. And they're doing it on their own. And so the number one tool that I've ever seen to do this is YouTube. People are consumers on YouTube. They consume information, they continue to search, and especially if it's a channel that you've created that has content upon content based on the information that people are searching for. And if you can get subscribers upon subscribers consuming your content organically, that means they're doing it on their own. They didn't receive something in the mail. They didn't receive an email inviting them to an event or seminar or encourage them to fill out an application. They are organically saying, I want to learn about making money online with a small business or an Amazon store. And these individuals go on there and do that. They are consuming it organically. They become the best leads out there. The tool to do that is YouTube by far. And just to put this in perspective, it was probably about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, we had a client that came to us and they had a massive YouTube channel, probably 600,000 subscribers. And we didn't realize at the time that what that meant. We just knew that she had a lot of subscribers, and she put on there after one of her videos to have people fill out a form, right, for a free webinar. And people would fill out that form, they'd attend a free webinar. She'd give them more great content, which is what they wanted, right? They were consuming content. And after that content, she invited them to fill out an application to be part of her coaching team. And all of a sudden the leads started pouring in. The revenue almost doubled or tripled within our organization in about 2 or 3 months after that, just because this individual had used the number one tool out there to generate the highest quality leads. And these leads were probably 2 or 3 times higher in value than any other leads we had dialed to that point in our company's short history when we did that. And so if you're looking to generate the highest quality leads, finding people that have an organic following on YouTube is probably the number one way to do that. So final thing is, how do you take a lead that isn't that great to one that can be greater, right? What tool does that? Well, I think getting them on a funnel, right, that elevates them, that maybe gets them consuming your content organically, pushing them to your YouTube channel is a great way to do that. But it's got to be something that's natural, right? You can't spam people all day, every long, and say, hey, listen, go watch my video here, go watch my video here. It's like, listen, I think this might be something that'll benefit you. It helped me in this situation in my life. Here's a free video to go watch. Let me know what you think. So that's a way to elevate these people, going from maybe that funnel to a smaller, more concentrated, organically consuming lead that you can then take to that next level. Now, these are some things that have worked well. These are tools that I've seen generate good leads, not so good leads, but I'd love your feedback. I would love for you to tell me what you think are the best leads out there and why. Love to enter in with a dialogue with you. And as always, I've got my free sales training. It's my 12 best modules on sales and persuasion. Just click on the link below, aaronsfreetraining.com. No obligation. And once again, thanks for stopping by and visiting. Have an awesome day.